To do compound interest, we have this formula, which A stands for the amount of money that we're going to make, P stands for the money we invest in, and R is our rate, and then it's compounded annually, so T is our years. So we want to solve this problem that we're given here. If you invested $1,000 in an account, whose interest? So we need to have our formula and put in these numbers. The 1,000 will go into the principal part because that's what we invested. And 1 plus, and then we want to find the rate, so R stays as R, and T is the 2 years, so I'm going to put the 2 for the T, and we made $1,210. Now when we have a formula figured out, we want to solve for R. To solve for R, I have to get rid of the 1,000 first, so I divide by 1,000. When I divide by 1,000, I get 1.21, and that equals 1 plus R n squared. So now we're going to use the square root property. So I'm going to take plus or minus the square root of 1.21 equals 1 plus R. And when you do that problem, we get this answer as plus minus 1.1 equals 1 plus R. And so the next thing we have to do is subtract 1. So I have negative 1 plus 1.1 and negative 1 minus 1.1. Well, obviously this answer is going to be negative, and interest rate can't be negative, so this one is not an answer. And so when we do the math of this one, we will get 0.1 as our R, or better known as 10%. And so that's our answer to finding the rate. First thing we need to do is write our formula. So we're going to have the amount is going to be the principal times 1 plus the rate to how many times in years. So if we fill in what we know that the principal, because that's the first amount that you first invest, so we have $5,000, 1 plus, and it says the rate is 2%, and 2% needs to be changed to a decimal, because all percents have to be changed to a decimal to use, and then it says 5 years for our time. Once we have filled in the numbers, we just take our calculator and calculate the problem, which will be 5,000 roughly times 1.10408 roughly, which then equals $5,520.40. So that's how much money you would make in 5 years with this kind of interest rate.